iHeart Podcasts. Hear more Gold 101.7 podcasts.
Playlists and listen live on the free iHeart app. Oh, it's time for our podcast.
Look, gird your loins. We share some unsavoury details of the toilet habits of Andre the Giant. Everything was giant.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
You had me at 15-second sustained fart. That's a long time. When you look at it.
The fart that he did on the set of The Princess Bride, which went for 15 seconds, is the least of the horror stories we will unleash.
We sell commercial advertising space that's 15 seconds long.
Yeah.
We have now been talking for 15 seconds. That's how long the fart went.
We put eating octopus to the pub test. Some scientists have come out and said it's akin to eating a dog in terms of their intelligence, their emotional depth, their connection with humans and each other. So how do you feel about eating octopus?
Tim Ross has a new book out. It's called What a Ripper, and truly it is a ripper. It's 60 great things that made Australia great as far as the inventions that we've put out there.
And most of them are in the 60s, aren't they? So you will see half your childhood in there.
What about the Canbrook family urn? Gather around, kids. We're going out to the Warragamba Dam usually for a picnic. That's all you ever did.
You'd take the urn. Also, the cafe bar was an Australian invention.
Yeah, the cockroach killer, they call it.
Cockroach coffin, wasn't it?
Yeah, you go ka-chunk, ka-chunk, and out it'll come.
A cockroach.
Is that coffee granules or is it cockroach shit? I don't know.
It was Pablo, so who cares?
And Robert Irwin's new tourism ad. Enjoy the podcast.
Right now, by the miracle of recording, we had so many requests for them to do it again.
Mistress Amanda.
Miss Keller.
Amanda. Doesn't work alone.
Wow, this is fantastic.
Her friend is in a back room making the tools of the trade.
I've heard them describe him as a drunken idiot.
Sorry, I've been drinking beer.
The legendary pirate Jonesy and Amanda the actress.
Hello, Wiggles. Congratulations, Mandy. We're on the radio right now.
What is it, you nutface?
Jonesy and Amanda, you're doing a great job.
You have no empathy for anyone but yourself, you giant tool.
Now's the time to hear good radio.
Sorry, a bit of a tongue twist there.
Jonesy and Amanda are here.
It's showtime, a-holes. We're on the air.
Top of the morning to you, Amanda.
Well, can I barely see you through the fog?
Yeah, I was going across the Harbour Bridge this morning on my bike and it was great. It just came out of nowhere, the bridge, in this eerie...
Well, it's all right for us, but there are disruptions at the airport. Ferries aren't running, so make sure you check all your information this morning if you're trying to travel anywhere. It's really thick and it's really heavy, thick and heavy. Are they the same thing when you're talking about a fog?
You just got to take it easy when you're
These days, with cars, do your lights do it for you automatically?
Yep.
Remember the old days? Put your fog hazards on.
Your fog hazards?
Weren't they funny? Click. And then if I turned them off, click.
What are you driving? An old banger from the 60s?
Didn't people used to have fog lights?
Oh, yeah, people still do have fog lights.
Yeah, but it happens automatically now, doesn't it? Most cars.
Your car, everything's automatically. If only you could get it to be automatic driving, then you wouldn't have to worry.
That story, someone told me this is true, that this old lady crashed into something. She just bought a car and the police said, what happened here? You're supposed to indicate to turn corners and things. She said, it's automatic. She thought that it did all that for you.
Was that lady you?
Could have been me.
I'm looking forward to catching up with Tim Ross today. Tim Ross, who used to be on radio, is now made a star turn as being an architecture aficionado.
Yeah.
And he's got this book out called What a Ripper, and I'm just going to hold the cover up. What? Look at that. The Dolphin, Ever-Ready Dolphin Torch.
Do they not still have them?
No, these are, it's all about 60 everyday objects that shaped Australia. Remember the ad for the Ever-Ready Dolphin Torch?
Yeah, that's what bounced it all down the rocks and things.
And what about the stack hat? Get a stack hat, protect your head if you have a stack. Remember that?
What's that thing? What's the bottom right-hand picture?
Oh, the Wilshire Station.
Oh, the wheel and the noise it made when you put it back in.
We're
the
doing
knife
some
sharpener.
renovations, and the builder was about to smash the Wilshire Stay Sharp thing off.
Wait, what? Was it adhered to the wall?
It had been there, I don't know, since the 60s. And I said, you can't take that away. And he goes, what is it? He didn't even know what it was.
It was the height of sophistication. My friend's family had the knife sharpener on the wall and the can opener adhered to the wall.
This is such... trigger alert.
For who or what?
One of the 60 everyday objects, the Nightmare board game.
Ah, yes. Why would that be a trigger alert?
Well, because your ex-boyfriend invented that game.
Yeah. And he's still a good friend of mine. There's no triggering involved.
Yeah, but he's living...
You've always claimed
he's living in luxury. You could have been on Easy Street. on a gold mine.
Yeah, Brendan.
Instead, you're doing this.
You've always claimed, didn't you, that he named it after me?
Nightmare. Wasn't the video you? Because the video, you put the video in and you play the game and it's okay, you little worm. And then I can't remember what
No, that video wasn't me, but thank you.
I don't know how it worked.
I never had it. I think we'd broken up by then.
Well,
That bit's probably a bit
this
triggering.
is the way to start the day. So I'm looking forward to Tim joining us.
Yeah, absolutely.
Instagram making his return as well. Got to say good morning to Ryan with a B. That's Brian.
Why don't we just call Brian B?
No, I
that
like
you-
Ryan with a B.
Okay, that's how you spell Manelli.
Gem Y Rye now works 2 days a week.
Yeah.
This is what happens for Gem Y's.
Yeah.
Brian, though, is here.
Hi,
And he
Brian.
loves it.
Brian's a little bit older, so he's working 3 days.
And we're happy for it. We can't do anything till we do the Magnificent Seven.
Now, the first question, you'll know what we mean, but if this was in a really high power, who wants to be a millionaire situation, it says, the Opera House is located in which city? Well, many cities have an opera house. The Opera House...
This Opera House.
In which Australian city?
Yep.
How about that?
Very good. Gem Nation. We have the Magnificent Seven for you. There are 7 questions. Can you go all the way and answer all 7 questions correctly? If you do that, Amanda will say...
I've nabbed this book from you.
Oh, this is Tim Ross's book. Tim is joining us on the show this morning.
60 Everyday Objects That Shaped Australia. The book is called What a Ripper.
What about...
The stubby pants. The short work shorts.
And they have the little bus pass money spot in the front.
For your bus pass.
For your bus pass money. Well, your bus money. What about the Coroma bathroom stool?
Do you want a stool in your bathroom?
Remember that? It came in 2 parts. You just assembled it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And we invented all this junk.
Did we? Are these all Australian
Yeah, this is
inventions?
Australian stuff. This is what we
designed
did.
and made in Australia. We should be proud of ourselves.
We are the clever country.
There's a cafe bar. It's all there.
We are the clever country up until the Magnificent Seven.
Yes, well, this is
And
where it all
then-
falls down. Belinda in Winston Hills, hello.
Hello.
Hello. Question number 1 for you here. The Opera House, the famous one in Australia, is located in which Australian city?
Sydney.
That's right.
Who is often referred to as the Queen of Rock, Belinda?
Oh, is that Beyonce?
No, she's not known as a Queen of Rock.
She should be more of a pop icon.
She probably is. Crossover country.
The Queen of Rock, there's a lot of other people in there, but...
Maureen Elkner. Rack off Normie. Big rock song.
Michael's in Pitt-Town.
Hello, Michael.
Hello, how are we?
We're very well, thank you. Who is often referred to as the Queen of Rock?
Madonna?
No, she's not rock either.
No, I think what we'll do...
Think big hair, think rock.
Yeah, think of, Auntie Entity.
Who?
Auntie Entity.
Okay.
Think of that.
I think I'm just drowned in your own saliva. Auntie Entity.
Better than someone else's.
Someone who stomps around and flaunts
I think we're pivoting ourselves.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation.
Podcast.
Gold 101.7. Hello there, it's Jonesy and Amanda. Sunny later on today, 21 degrees in the city, 23 in our west. Right now, Sydney is enveloped in a thick blanket of fog.
Thick fog. Check your flights if you're flying today because there's some disruption at the airport. Ferries, funnily enough, aren't running.
No. So you'll have to get some alternative to work.
I think people understand the nature of ferries aren't running. I'll have to find an alternative to work.
Might get the missus to drop you off maybe at the train station or something like that.
I know you say this. Remember that you say it to annoy me when there was when there was a train strike. Was it some sort of...
There was some strike.
Some strike, and you said, you'll have to get your wife to drop you off at the train station.
Oh, women are working now. This is new. Come on. Let's get into the Magnificent Seven.
What are we up
These
to?
are just jokes, friend.
We're up to question number 2. It's going to Scott in Penrith. Hello, Scott.
Hello.
Hello. Who's often referred to as the Queen of Rock?
The one and only Tina Turner.
That's the one.
Let's play Hark. What song is this?
If music be the food of love, play on. Hark. What is the name of this song?
We've given a song a Shakespearean makeover.
Yes.
Brendan, you read it in your best Prithee thus sirrah voice.
I'll just grab my skull. Dance, go forth, and rush the speaker that booms. I'm slaying thy brain like a poisonous shroom. Deadly am I when I play a fine melody.
What?
For anything less than the best be felony. Love it or leave it, you better make way. Thou better hit thy bullseye. This kid doth not play. If there's a problem, I shall solve it. Check out thine hook, whilst mine DJ revolves it.
What? I'm looking at the answer and I still don't understand.
I get it. But you're not classically trained like me.
What's the song, Scott?
No, in that context, I've got no idea.
No, neither do I. And I'm looking at the answer.
I didn't realise I was working with Philistines here. Karen is in Chester Hill.
Hi, Karen.
Hello.
Do we have to hear all of that again?
Do you got an idea there, Karen?
I'm going to say Ice Ice Baby.
Thank
Vanilla
goodness.
Ice.
Well
Yes, it
done,
is.
Karen.
Problem, Joe, I'll solve it. Check out the hook while DJ
Yeah.
revolves it.
I've never heard the beginning.
You've never heard the beginning? How does that happen?
Question number 4 for you. What was the original name for the planet Uranus, or as grown-ups call it, Uranus? Was it A, Peter, B, George, or C, Sphincter?
B?
It is. It was It was known as George's star in honour of King George III.
So
and
when
then they mustn't have liked him because they called it Uranus.
Yeah, when did that happen?
Your Royal Ranus.
For a second there, Karen was going to go sphincter. I could feel it.
Could you?
Which city is famously, I can't say it.
Famously. It's famous with Lee on the end.
Yeah, which city is famously known for its canals and gondolas?
Oh, God.
You know this.
No.
Big international wedding held there recently.
Elkie is in Carlingford.
Hi, Elkie.
Hi.
Which city is known for... Well, I'll just read it again. Which city is known for its canals and gondolas?
It's Venice.
It's Venice.
Which iconic Australian racetrack hosts the Bathurst 1000, Elkie?
It's not the Oran Park.
No. Sorry, Elkie. Oh, you've been buzzed out.
I know.
Brian is a harsh...
Ryan with a B is a harsh judge, and we like that. We
Sharon,
like the cut of his jib.
We've got Sharon in Emu Plains. Hello, Sharon.
I think, good morning to you both.
Hello.
Sharon.
So where do they host Bathurst 1000?
In Bathurst.
It's in Bathurst.
No, what's the name of the racetrack?
Oh, Hardy.
No.
Hardy for
No,
Remember
sorry.
that?
Ferrota. The James Hardy 500, where it was done in miles. No, it's not that. Jack's in Richmond.
Hello, Jack. You
Jack
will
is
know
a man,
this.
he'll know this.
What's the name of the circuit, the track that they have that hosts the Bathurst 1000?
It would have to be Mount Panorama.
Yeah.
Pan.
Get up there. Amanda gets up on the hill and buries a box of Grange out there. So
Oh, yeah.
watch the
Put it
Mercedes
into
go
low
past.
range.
Which movie premieres in Bondi tonight featuring Jamie Lee Curtis and Lindsay Lohan?
A remake of a film they made a number of years ago. Do you know what it is?
Freakier Friday.
Wow.
Well done.
Well done, Jack. Congratulations, you won the Jam Pack. It's all coming your way, bro. A double pass to Ian Moss and Mark Seymour. See them at A Night at the Barracks, an unmissable event. A double in-season pass to see Rebel Wilson in Bridehard, an action comedy in cinemas nationwide now. And Jonesy the amount of caricatures for you to colour in and some stained pencils. I say, Jack, anything you'd like to add to this?
I'd just like to say hello to my wife, Kaylee, if you can hear me, and I hope everyone has a good day today.
Thank you, Jack.
Okay,
Good morning,
hi, Kaylee.
Kaylee.
Good on you.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Where's this Amanda and Jonesy?
I know you're trying to inflame me by saying it.
Ladies, ask your husband if you use the phone.
Oh, shut up.
Thumbing through the Jalmanac, our big book of musical facts on this foggy old Tuesday. On this day in 1995, the Rembrandt song I'll Be There For You hit the US airwaves. Yeah, what a great song. Because it was the second single from the Rembrandts. They had That's Just the Way It Is, Baby. You remember that?
Yes.
And it was a bit of a sleeper hit, and it was a song that people sort of were a bit meh about. That all changed when it was selected for the hit TV show Friends later on in the 96, 97. Although the song might never have seen light of day, as it wasn't the first choice for the show. The first choice for the show was this.
That bad element.
How
I'm
did bad
looking
element get in?
at our producers' faces going, no,
I don't know. No, it wasn't.
no.
It was this. I was just joking. REM, Shiny Happy People.
Why didn't they go with that?
They wanted to go with it. It was a bigger hit, But they said, no, let's go with this. The thing was the Rembrandts had to do a full re-record of the song because they only featured a 30-second part of the song. The song wasn't a great song.
Mm-mm. What would you like me to say?
Well, maybe with Bad Element, there's a new TV show. You're in the business. You were smoozing with people at the Logies.
Yeah. Hey, Bad Element. Let's make a TV show with Bad Element. Let's put Bad Element on the new Channel 10 News Plus show and get that happening.
Well, I can't get any worse. This is great.
This is a good element.
Jam Nation.
Look, we've asked our producer, Jo, to put together some information about this story. She said it's the worst thing she's ever had to do. I was reading, and she's done some terrible stuff. She rode that Bad Element wave with us. This is about Andre the Giant. His real name is Andre René Roussimoff. He's French, and we know him, of course, as he was a professional wrestler.
Yep.
He was known as the eighth wonder of the world because of his giant size as a result of gigantism caused by excessive growth hormone. He was around 7'4" and he weighed 236 kilos. How heavy is a fridge?
Probably about, what sort of fridge? Bar fridge? Probably
not a bar fridge, no, a regular fridge.
Has it got an ice maker and a water filter in it?
Actually,
some fridges don't have the water filter.
All right, say you've got a regular fridge that doesn't have an ice maker or a water filter. How heavy would that be?
I reckon 58 kilos.
Wow, he was 236 kilos. Mm-hmm. He could have gone into the removalist business very easily.
Easy peas.
Well, there's been a story that's been around for many, many years, and it happened on the set of Princess Bride. Remember him in Princess Bride?
You never say anything about killing anyone.
I've hired you to help me start a war.
I just don't think it's right, killing an innocent girl.
You were not hired for your brains, you hippopotamic landmass.
Or his acting ability, by the sound of it. Well, apparently...
It was just about the size.
This has been verified by Rob Reiner, the director of Princess Bride. During the filming of The Princess Bride, Andre the Giant let out an enormous, this is a quote, an enormous thunderous fart that reportedly lasted for about 15 seconds straight. How long is 15 seconds? As big as a fridge?
Is it a double door fridge? 15 seconds. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi, 4 Mississippi.
We get the picture.
That's just 5 Mississippis.
Well, apparently the director said, "Are you okay, Andre?" And he said, "I am now, boss." Everyone laughed and then everyone gagged.
Slow down when he ate.
Well, apparently everyone from the crew to the cast cracked up and it was one of those unforgettable, wonderful moments. Well, fast forward to what's happened on an aeroplane.
That's like the set of Steel Magnolias.
Yeah, Dolly, you let one rip. Well, apparently, because he was so big, normal conveniences like toilets and hotel beds and things like that weren't very good for him. So apparently the wrestling great Brutus the Barber Beefcake, real name Edward Leslie, he recounted that he was on a Boeing 747 flight from Tokyo to the US with Andre the Giant. Andre was desperate to use the lavatory but couldn't fit into a standard airport toilet. Okay,
airplane toilet or airport?
Airplane toilet. This is where this story gets rough.
747's a big plane.
As a solution, flight attendants rigged a black garbage bag between beverage carts near the galley. They rolled in curtains for privacy. And this is the quote, and Andre went to town. Apparently, Brutus, it says here, I love the description, Brutus describes the chaos. I've never heard anything like it. The smell, people were falling out of their seats, gagging, puking, crying, screaming. I couldn't breathe. He estimated Andre must have filled half a garbage bag.
What, so he went in the bag?
Well, apparently, yeah, that's what they had to string garbage bags between the beverage carts. You know, I hope they closed beverage service. And this is because when he ate, every time he'd sit down to eat, he'd have 10 kilos of food. How much is that compared to a fridge?
That's a bar fridge.
Like, how big's a palmy? How heavy would a palmy be?
Parmigiano would be like 200 grams.
He had 10 kilos.
10 kilos.
So his bowel output was similarly massive, it says here. After the ordeal, attendants wrapped the bag in multiple layers for disposal and sent it below. He apparently calmly returned to his seat, ordered wine and resumed eating another 10. He ate another bar fridge.
They put it in the Fogo bin.
There's been lots of rumours about how, because in hotels he couldn't fit on the loo, he'd have to go in the bar.
Oh,
stomp it down. I'm saying
must have got housekeeping that day.
Oh, wow. Andre the Giant.
He's dead.
Yes. Well, what might surprise you to hear, he passed away at the age of 46. Who knew that his health wasn't great.
It's 16.
Let's all feel better now. That story's over and done with. It's done.
I wonder how much octopus Andre the Giant would eat.
This is a story I was reading this morning.
The giant octopus.
They are saying, the scientists in this article I was reading are urging us not to eat octopuses, saying it'd be like eating a dog because they are so smart and nuanced as creatures. We'll talk about it next.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Jonesy and Amanda in the morning on Gold 101.7.
Hello there. Apropos of Andre the Giant.
Oh, I knew you'd want to go back and talk about that.
I just feel that we didn't... There's just some questions
we
that I have
have
for you,
covered
Council.
it thoroughly, thank you.
So, makeshift toilet on a plane. He was so large he couldn't get into the toilet on an
I'll get my
aeroplane
notes out again,
on a 747.
Brendan.
So, the hosties made up a makeshift...
The flight attendants, please. They've been insulted enough in this story. They rigged a black garbage bag between beverage carts near the galley, rolled in curtains for privacy, and as the quote goes, Andre went to town.
And where does that go after that?
Well, I'm just reading you what I've said here.
Not into baggage.
Well, they've said the attendants wrapped the bag of poop in multiple layers for disposal and sent it below. So I don't know if it does come out on the conveyor belt or if they drop it from the air and that would wreck someone's house. It would kill someone.
Like a
What a dreadful way to go.
On the plane, I'm too scared to even ask for a bottle of water or anything else.
You'd have to be famous. If you weren't famous and you'd say, excuse me, I'm going to do a poo in the galley and you're going to need some bags, I think you'd be tasered in a second.
Talking about me, there was one time I got caught short on a plane and I had to go and the plane
Well, you're
landed.
allowed to go on a plane.
Yeah, but the plane was about to land and the hostie...
What'd she rig up for you?
She bashed on the door and said, when the plane's landing, I said, I'm sorry, this is just going to have to deal, we're just going to have to deal with this.
Wow.
I said, it'll be okay.
You were mid...
And she talked me through it. She was sitting in the jump seat next to it. She said, are you okay? And then I went, yeah, I'm okay. And I landed in the plane on the seat.
Mid-poo?
Well, yeah, obviously. Well, let's not go into details, but yeah, it was...
I'm surprised they let you do it.
Yeah, but this is
Drop what you're doing and get out.
This is back in the 90s when you could do anything.
Yes.
Can't do anything now.
No, you can't do anything now. As Andre the Giant got out in time.
No further questions, Council.
Thank you. Let's move on.
Let's wrap it up.
Jam Nation.
Let's get on down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. We've just been delivered a bunch of oysters from the Western Sydney Oyster Festival.
You know, your dad got me into oysters.
He did too.
I used to try oysters when I was in my 40s before I actually liked them, and now I love them. I love oysters. You an oyster eater?
I wasn't really aware of many oyster leases in Western Sydney, but here we go.
But
obviously you get them from
other places.
The ocean.
Yes.
Well, thank you.
You're not even growing them in a lab.
We can grow them in a lab.
Yeah,
that's what you
true.
do.
That is true. But, that's right. The Western Sydney Oyster Festival has delivered us some lovely oysters, and thank you.
Oysters for breakfast. Yum.
Well, let's talk about seafood for a moment. I was reading an article where scientists are saying eating octopus is as cruel as eating a dog. For some reason, the idea of an octopus makes me want to hurl. I don't know if I've had a past life. I don't even believe in past lives. But I feel like there's something primal in me that can't handle the look of an octopus. I recently read a book called Remarkably Bright Creatures, which was just so brilliant. And one of the characters in the book is this really smart, emotional octopus. And this is what they're saying about octopuses. Like many people saw the documentary.
Is that a kid's book?
No, it's not. It's a novel. Keep up. Have you ever read a book?
Yeah, I read many books, but it's got pictures and stuff in it?
No, it doesn't. No, but one of the characters in the book, it's about an aquarium, but partly it's one of the most emotional books I've ever read. Actually, I listened to part of it as an audiobook and sobbed in my car.
Sounds like a golden book.
But there's also the documentary My Octopus Teacher from a few years ago. Octopuses, octopi, what do we call them, are quite extraordinary creatures. They have 500 million neurons, comparable to dogs. They display remarkable problem-solving abilities. They use tools. They have signs of sentience. And in the UK, a review confirmed that they can feel pain, distress, even boredom, leading to new legal protections under Animal Welfare Act, the Sentient Act. So many scientists argue we should not be eating them. As I said, they think it's on par with eating a dog. No. There's a theory that they may have come from outer space. They are so different from us in that they have they're different biological traits. They have 3 hearts, blue blood, incredible intelligence. There's no other creature on Earth like them. And they may have come, they think, maybe from asteroids, meteorites, in tiny ice particles, and have therefore evolved on Earth, yes, but have come from somewhere different because there's no other creature like them. And yet, for many people, they are spectacularly delicious.
They are pretty delicious.
Do you eat them?
Yeah. The Greeks love octopus.
Yeah. Knowing all this, and lots of people, we've seen Eric the octopus who could predict football wins. We've seen octopuses create forts, open jars.
You've seen Henry the octopus multitasking on the Wiggles.
That's exact. Would you eat that?
I'm pretty sure sometimes Anthony would be looking at Henry going, geez, I could go a
big thing of a lemon next to him. Let's put it to the pub test, because this isn't new information. Lots of people are sort of waking up to the fact that these octopi are quite special. Eating octopus, does it pass the pub test?
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Eating tongue. It's like the Christmas party all over again.
Quite. So you tip your job this year.
Fog shrouding Sydney, but the show goes on.
Wow, I can see the fog lifting from where we're sitting, a big band of fog, and above that you can see the city. That's creepy. If I was an ancient Aztec, I'd have sacrificed myself, apart from the obvious, being a virgin.
Don't you have to be a virgin for that? ACA won 2 Logies on Sunday night. Did you see the ACA team there? A win much deserved. How did the team celebrate?
Drugs, prostitutes, and a very expensive steak.
I saw the steak.
I would expect nothing less. And meanwhile, you're on the ABC table eating seeds.
That didn't happen. Brendan, that didn't happen.
And drinking Blue Nun. But it was stories like last night's story that put ACA in the spotlight. I don't know if you've been following the story of fallen movie star Yahoo Serious. He's been squatting, allegedly, in someone's house on the northern beaches.
Right.
And they door-stopped him because the sheriff's about to come around and throw old Yahoo out on the street.
You've been told to get out? And you're not? You're still here? Yahoo, do you get how serious this is?
What do you mean, how serious?
Well, you're squatting in this property.
I'm not squatting.
How would you define it then?
Surviving, just. Look at the weather out there. Turn your camera around and have a look at the weather.
So?
It's really, really dangerous, and it's dangerous for me to be here.
At that point, when they turn the camera around, it's blue sky with a rainbow. You can't write that stuff. She also went on to say this.
I think for someone who once played Young Einstein, you're making some silly decisions.
Dramatic pause. I'm just in it for the promo.
I know.
I don't know much about Yahoo
He's got
Serious.
some mental health issues, obviously.
Well, clearly, yeah. Did you see Young Einstein? You know, that movie came out and everyone's going, you got to go and see Young Einstein. This is going to be great, the greatest movie. And I was sitting in the movie theatre and I was looking around at me at people laughing and I went, is it me? This is the worst thing I've ever seen in my life.
I'd never seen it. It was big in America. It was big all around the world, wasn't it?
It made absolutely no sense.
Oh.
It was the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh. Well, there's a new big campaign, $130 million ad campaign. Did you see some of that? It's got Robert Irwin in it. We'll play some of that for you soon. Okay. That doesn't have Yahoo Serious in it.
Did you ever see Reckless Kelly?
Was that even worse?
Reckless Kelly made...
It was obviously about Ned Kelly, wasn't
Reckless Kelly made Rebel Wilson stuff look like The Godfather.
Lawrence of Arabia.
Jam Nation.
We're not gonna take it. I want you to get up right now. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills. Go to your windows, open them, and stick your head out and yell, I'm as mad as hell. I'm not gonna take this anymore.
Down to the Jonesy and Amanda Arms for the pub test. And today we're talking about eating octopus. Does it pass the pub test?
Scientists in an article I've just read this morning are saying that the sea creature this would be as cruel as eating a dog because it has 500 million neurons, comparable to dogs. It displays remarkable problem-solving abilities. It uses tools, shows signs of sentience. It has moods. It can show boredom. Imagine one at school, the fish are in their school. You get where I'm going with that joke. Hey, you up the back, that bored octopus, get out.
Yeah, I'm smarter than all you people.
Yeah, well. So they are different to every other creature. They have unique biological traits, 3 hearts, blue blood, extraordinary intelligence. So, yes, they are delicious. There's something creepy about them, but I respect them, but I'm not going to eat them. Probably because I don't like the taste more than anything. But how do you feel? Eating octopus, does it pass the pub test?
Yes, it does, because they taste so tasty, barbecued with a little bit of sweet chili sauce.
Eating them is fine. You can cook them in so many different ways. A goat is a smart animal. Sheep are pretty intelligent. Cows, so why not octopus? I understand that they're intelligent, but, if it tastes good, you got to eat it.
It certainly does pass the pub test. There's nothing more nicer than a nice grilled piece of octopus on the barbecue with a hint of lemon. Actually, all seafood in general is absolutely beautiful. So, yes, it passes the pub test.
No, they're beautiful creatures. I'd love a hug from an octopus.
A hug from an octopus? An octopus wrapped its tentacles around my friend's leg and she thought it was like a blessing from the sea. It made me want to hurl.
Yeah, you had an octopus at a Christmas party. Tentacles everywhere. But that's another story.
Rather than 3 hearts, he had none.
Jam Nation. Robert Irwin's new campaign, TV campaign. I like it.
Well, fresh off the back of breaking the internet in his undies, Robert Irwin is one of the famous faces behind a new $130 million campaign aimed at encouraging international travellers to visit Australia. Is it a TV campaign? There will be snippets. It's probably more social media. Yeah. It's longer than a normal television campaign. There'll be bits chopped up. But this is designed to go all around the world. And it features a number of famous international people who we don't know, but they're famous in their own countries. But it tells the story of Robert, and he's uber enthusiastic. He's absolutely fabulous. He's driving through the desert and he comes across a guy who's lost his phone that's been taken by an emu.
G'day, mate. Just going for a stroll.
Something took my phone.
Well, we better go find it.
Right.
So, anyway, they drive through the sand dunes with blah, blah, blah. In the midst of all that, they come across a variety of people and a number of stories. And here's the second part of it where they're talking about paths. And I'll tell you who's in this after you've heard it.
オーストラリアには世界で一番古い文化があります。
They call it a pav. Pav? Come on, darling, dive right in.
Oh, I know that.
That last voice you hear is Nigella Lawson.
Yeah.
But previous to that, there's a Japanese comedian, there's a Chinese TV host, there's an Indian influencer, Sarah Tendulkar. Her father is the cricketer Sachin Tendulkar. So the whole point of this is that internationally, this is how we're selling Australia, with some of their most famous influencers in it. So, this might make a huge difference. We never know. It's targeted at all those audiences. We've had a variety of ways we've tried to sell Australia to the world. We've
come a long way. We're hoax.
That's where it all began in 1984.
Come and say g'day. I'll slip an extra shrimp on the barbie for you.
Yeah, and what about Lara?
Well, from 84, we had nothing until 2006 when this young lady found her way into the world fame.
So where the bloody hell are you?
That was Scott Morrison. He was behind that tourism campaign. ScoMo.
What about Hemsey? Remember Hemsey?
Well, this then is in 2018. Chris Hemsworth, the idea of this was he was playing the son of Crocodile Dundee.
That's not a knife. That's a knife. That's me.
Brian Dundee?
Yep.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then...
So that was alongside a famous American actor, Danny McBride. So that was played at the Super Bowl. So that was a major ad. That was 2018. And the next year, 2019, there was a whole campaign called Mate Song, headed by Kylie Minogue. It had Warnies telling the Brits to get ready to lose at backyard cricket, Thorpe saying grab your cozzies. It had Ash Barty playing tennis. 2019, unfortunately, wasn't incredibly successful because the cusp of COVID. But I barely remember this one.
This year's been tough and confusing, but progress is moving.
Well, a glacial pace. Sorry.
But all of Australia.
Yeah.
It was at the end of. I've lost years in there. Was 2019 the end of the pandemic or the beginning?
No, that was the start. We didn't even know about it. The biggest thing we had in 2019 was nail a fight. What's it called? Needles in strawberries.
Well, then why is she saying it's been hard and confusing?
Well,
strap in, Kylie.
We had needles in strawberries.
Oh.
And what about this one here?
I discovered the formula for splitting beer atoms.
Oh, sorry,
What's that?
That was just young Einstein.
You're obsessed. Well, good luck to us. Let's get more tourists here. Let's do it.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation.
Podcast.
What do you call this?
Jonesy and Amanda.
Just the ABC, mate.
Brendan, God, you're exhausting. You're so exhausting.
Tim Ross has a book out. It's called What a Ripper, 60 Everyday Objects That Shaped Australia. As soon as I saw the ever-ready dolphin torch, my
That was an
mind...
Australian design.
Yeah. Remember that? The dolphin would pop up and it'd flick it around everywhere.
Yeah.
So good. I'm looking forward to catching up with him. What about the Wilshire Stacia sharp knife?
Well, it made a horrendous sound when you put it into the sharpener, but then you'd mount it on your wall.
Yep. And then the knife was never in there. It'd just be mounted on the wall.
The holder.
The holder?
Yeah. We had family friends who were, I thought it was the height of sophistication. They had one of those on the wall, and also adhered to the wall was a can opener. Living high on the hog much?
No, you see, the can opener business is gone now because you've got the ring pull one.
Yeah, that's right.
Maybe you put it on the desk and...
Like a toucan. Tom Cruise, for his teeth fixed, he had one front tooth. I had him mounted on my wall.
Opening pineapple chunks.
Jam Nation.
I follow lots of people on Instagram who go to beautiful cafes or beautiful bars around the world, and I just perv at the furnishings, the architecture, the sensibility of it. And I saw one here, and I thought, you know who'd love to go here is my friend Brendan Jones. Can I read out to you what they do in this French cafe?
Is it one of those dingy bell cafes that you like? You walk in, there's a little bell at the door, ding, ding. I hate those places.
I know you do.
Because they have nothing to eat, some sort of tart or some sort of seeds, and that's it. And
you're very hard to go to
cafes. They take ages to get you a coffee.
And you're so rude to those people.
I'm not
And
rude.
Often their wives have painted the pictures on the walls and you say, that looks like a veg. You're so rude about them.
Well, I couldn't tell. Is it a flower or a veg? I don't know. What is this place?
Not your business.
And you walk in, ding, ding, and you can't leave because the ding, ding bell has alerted the owner who's out the back looking at all the bills because they can't afford to run the place because no one goes in there.
Do you remember when
they come in, yes, can I help you? Oh, yeah.
I'll have the Hunza pie. Remember when I'd had a hip replacement and you came to visit me about 4 days after. I'd only just come home from hospital.
The doctor said to me...
Why would he talk to you? The doctor said to me, Dr. Lindemann.
The doctor said to me, get her up and move it.
I told you that I should be walking. The doctor didn't say anything to you.
The doctor spoke to me. He did. Seriously, hand on heart, the doctor.
What was his name?
Ben?
Oh, come on. Anyway, you made me walk all the way into our local shops. It was so painful. And then I wanted to go into a cafe. He said, oh, not that dingy bell cafe. I thought, oh, come on. Could you just leave me alone? Anyway, let me tell you about this Parisian cafe that you would love. This is from Kitty. For my last lunch in Paris, I went to a bistro where at the end of the meal, they bring you a card and a fountain pen to write yourself a letter, which they will send to you in a year's time.
Oh, gee.
Imagine what you would say if after you've had your Le Hunza pie and you've complained about the veggie picture on the wall and the dingy bell and they say, here's a fountain pen, write yourself a note.
Yeah.
What would that say?
Remind me not to come back.
I know.
I've reminded myself.
Look, you're either going to Sizzler or nothing. Le Sizzler.
Well, you
get what you know. That's what you like. You get what you know.
I know you've got a lot of time on your hands and you can sit around looking at the walls.
Why? What are you doing with your time?
I'm doing heaps of stuff.
Tell me one thing. Stand-up paddleboarding. You're de-evolving. That shape you do, it's like you're moving backwards as the chimp.
No, we're actually standing upright.
This
is not a forum to bash my one thing of pleasure that I get in life.
Jam Nation.
Our next guest is an architecture aficionado, a comic, an extraordinary man. We love him, Tim Ross. He's got a new book called What a Ripper. We've been looking at it all morning. We just love it. A nostalgic look at Australian designs and products from the 60s. Hello, Tim.
Here he is.
Hey, how are we?
What have you brought with you for show and tell?
Well, I've bought it is show and tell. It's the Decor wine cooler.
Yeah.
So you talk about things that are Australian and your producers out the front, they were all going mad over it because they all remember them when they were kids.
Is this an Australian design? I never knew it.
So what would happen, you go off to the Chinese restaurant
Yep.
And you put your 2 bottles of Riesling in either side.
Yes.
And then you put it on the table and then you leave it there, go drive home drunk, and then you have to buy another one.
Because there was a time when you were seeing those out on junk piles, but not anymore because
They're very collectible. But what made them so special is they had a little cylinder in the middle that you fill up with water, put it in the freezer, and that keeps your drinks really cool.
Man.
But the wonderful thing about it was that super nice design, but it won the Prince Philip Design Award in 1979. Prince Philip liked it so much he took one home to Buckingham Palace.
Right.
And it's also in the Museum of Modern Art's permanent collection.
Really?
Yeah, it's a piece of Australian design.
I was reading, and how does this happen? Was it true that the Queen was involved in the invention of Aerogard or something?
Yeah, so what happened with Aerogard was that before World War II, there was this gentleman at the CSIRO who was making a fly repellent for sheep. And then World War II broke out and they needed something for the troops. And so he adapted it to be like what was Aerogard. And then as soon as the war was over, they just went, let's go back to looking after sheep. So he went back working at it to stop them from getting sheep dip or whatever it is, or whatever, fly blown. And then when the Queen came out on the tour in the 1950s, they were worried about her doing the Australian salute on television. So someone rang up the CSIRO and said, have you still got that muck that keeps the flies away? They gave it to the Queen. She used it. Someone noticed on TV that she wasn't shooing them away. So Mortine rang up the CSIRO because there was a big news story, rang up the CSIRO and said, what's this formula? And in those days, CSIRO, if you rang up, they would give you whatever research
you couldn't patent the stuff.
No, so they just gave it to Mortine and they created Aerogard.
Whoa.
Wow.
They got it for nothing.
Wow.
Yeah, have a good weekend.
Have
Some
a
of the
Mr.
stuff
Walker.
in that book, it's so nostalgic. It's the Wilshire knife and sharpener that you'd mount to
curious.
your wall.
We're doing renovations on the kitchen. There's a Wilshire Stay Sharp knife block attached
to the. I don't reckon they worked.
No knife in them. And the young tradie was just demolishing the kitchen. I went, oh, what? And he goes, what even is this thing? And I said, you put a knife in it. And he said, wow, that must have been fun in the olden days. So I've got it. I've put it in my garage now because it's exactly like the ones on the cover of your book.
And also there's the cafe bar. I didn't know that was an Australian invention. When I was with Beyond 2000, I was at the Jet Propulsion Lab doing a story on the future of space exploration. And they're using a cafe bar and the powdered milk. Gunk, gunk. I'd love a cafe bar now.
Well, go down to your local Thai pal. Most of them have still got one in there.
Cafe bar.
But they call them cockroach coffins.
Yeah.
Because the cockroaches used to get in the back. And I mean, it's really just a fancy urn. But they came in all these wonderful colours.
Yeah.
And people loved them. And then right at the end, they were making them and they were updating. And the guys who designed it said to Cafe Bar, we've got this idea which was a bit like an espresso.
Yep.
And they didn't commit. They stayed with the...
I bet their grandkids are kicking themselves now.
That could have been them.
Yes.
The Caroma bathroom stool.
Yeah, well, this is a great invention because they were originally for, to put in your bathroom. And then in the late 1970s, those tabletop arcades like Space Invaders and Frogger came in. And so they were adapted and everyone sat on those to play the machines.
Why would you use it in your bathroom? To do your makeup or something?
I put a towel on or something. I don't know. I actually really don't know.
Yeah. And you could assemble it because it came in 2 bits.
And you could take the top off like a Frisbee. But also in those days...
And you could put stuff inside it.
Yes. You were talking about when they were putting carpet in bathrooms in the 1970s.
Yes.
And so it was very much heightened. It was all those oranges and browns and yellows.
Yes, and all the TV
avocados.
ads and shows, women sat down in front of a mirror to put their makeup on. So you probably need... When you say stool in a bathroom now, it means something a little different.
I mean, you think about it, it's a long time ago and a different time. You were talking about Robert Irwin, doing this Tourism Australia thing. And, Hogues, when Hogues did that campaign, everyone was sceptical that it was going to work. Hogues was a big star. But you got to think about 7 or 8 years before that campaign, he was involved in one of the most successful television campaigns of all time to launch one of the most successful products of all time. A cigarette called Winfield.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
And that cigarette came out of nowhere. And it was so successful straight away because Hogues had sold it to people that, when you read
Winfield. I still remember.
Extraordinary campaign. And they sent, because at that stage, Camel were the biggest cigarettes anywhere in the world. The Americans couldn't work out why Camel had disappeared. What's this cigarette brand? So they sent someone out first class to work out what it was. And they go, it's this guy called Paul Hogan. So if he can sell us smokes, he could sell Australia to the world.
I remember going on a school excursion to 2SM and Paul Hogan was there doing ads for Winfield. Yeah. And I saw him and I said, "G'day, Mr. Hogan. My dad smokes Dunhill." And he ruffled my hair and he said, "Good on you, Spider." And
Why is it your nickname, Spider?
And that's what you when back in those days. You go, "G'day, Spider. What are you doing, mate?"
You worked on a rock station. Rock Spider doesn't sound so good.
Oh, man.
But it's interesting. He came on a show I was doing at 9 once and it was... I remember him just having this 28-inch waist, tiny guy. And he was in the green room and just lit up a smoke, opened up the window. It was amazing. It's like, all right, it's hoax, why not? Yeah, okay. I'm not going to tell you not to smoke.
That's how you get a waist like that.
Yeah. Man, this is the greatest cheating. This is the greatest book ever.
Oh, thanks, mate.
It's just out time for Father's Day and Christmas.
It is a beauty.
I just love it. And the ever-ready dolphin torch, that lantern when the dolphin and it get flicked around everywhere in the pool.
Every picture, every item is a kick in the heart, isn't it? It is a visceral memory from your childhood.
Can I say something? I'm sure the answer is yes.
Yes.
I could be flogging my book. But I did want to say that as a friend, as a colleague,
here we go,
and someone who was once a competitor with you guys, I've been thinking a lot today about your legacy as a breakfast show while I was driving in listening to Fitzy and Whipper. And I think it's really important that I think you've understood what the privilege of waking up with this city. Oh. And you've been incredibly important to so many of us. And we're going to love you on drive, but we're going to miss you on breakfast. And I think in terms of it's one in terms of the history of FM breakfast shows. I think you'll be the most loved, and that's the most important metric of them all.
Oh, Tim, that's a lot.
Yeah, and I think it's really important to say that because I think you guys are fantastic. And if there's one thing that sort of sums up your relationship, and I think it speaks a lot. And I don't think everyone will listen to your show in the same way, but it's the softness in the way that you say each other's names. Oh. And I think there's something incredibly beautiful about that.
They've made Amanda go the blob.
You have. Thank you, Tim. And we've loved doing breakfast. And we could have, we're not the sort of people that want to smash up an alarm clock. We're not those people. But we are excited about doing a drive show. But we've built, I hope, a great relationship with our listeners for 20 years. And we want everyone to come with us to drive. Yeah, to listen in the morning, sure, and breakfast, please. But please come with us to drive. And thank you for your lovely words.
Nice thing.
Oh, I think you're treasures. You really are.
Thank you.
Maybe we'll be in What a Ripper too.
Yeah.
Like Rip Snorter 76, Amanda or I could have our bum cheek with all the contents.
You should do that. I love that record.
It's sitting a little low.
It means a lot for you to say that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, it does. Thank you, Tim.
Buy the book, What a Ripper, 60 Everyday Objects That Shaped Australia by Tim Ross. Thank you, sir.
Good on you guys.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation.
Podcast.
We're ready for the grab right now.
Who wants some free money?
Instant.
Coin cash.
Moolah.
I like the sound of that.
Jonesy and Amanda's
Instagram.
Ripper, you've got 10 questions, 60 seconds on the clock. You can pass if you don't know an answer. We'll come back to that question if time permits. You get all the questions right. $1,000 last week. We gave away $3,000.
Yeah. And the way this works, you win $1,000. And for one bonus question, you can make it $2,000, but it's double or nothing.
Kate is in Campbelltown. Hello, Kate.
Good morning.
Hello, Kate. Let's see what we can do.
How foggy is it in Campbelltown? Because we can't see anything in the harbour at the moment.
Shame.
Well, it's all lifted, but it's come through past our window at the moment. Well, Kate, you don't need to see anything to answer these questions. I've got 10 questions in front of me here, 60 seconds. If you're not sure, say pass, okay?
All right, okay.
Kate, here we go. Here comes question number 1. What's the main ingredient in mushroom soup?
Mushroom.
Question 2. How many colours are there in a rainbow?
5.
Oh, flops, there's 7.
Kate.
I can see a rainbow.
Red and
something and something. Actually, I wouldn't have known that either, Kate. Kate, I wouldn't have known that either.
Yeah.
Count them on one hand. 7. Well, Kate, thank you, and I'm sorry you didn't go further today.
That's okay. Thanks so much.
Good on you, Kate.
Jonesy and Amanda. Sam Nation. Podcast.
ACA last night had a story on Yahoo Serious. Yahoo Serious used to be a film producer and an actor, changed his name by deed poll to Yahoo Serious.
He actually is considered the first Australian to write, produce, direct and star in a major motion picture. He was a huge deal.
It was a big, big deal. Unfortunately, he's fallen on hard times and he was squatting in a house on the northern beaches and the sheriffs came round.
The sheriffs being ACA?
Yeah, well, the sheriff wasn't there, just ACA.
Wearing a sheriff badge.
And Yahoo, I think they just did it for the jokes.
You've been told to get out? And you're not, you're still here. Yahoo, do you get how serious this is?
What do you mean, how serious?
And?
I think for someone who once played Young Einstein, you're making some silly decisions.
And I don't in any way besmirch Yahoo's legacy.
You kind of do. You said it was one of the worst films you'd ever seen.
What a POS that movie was. When it came out...
This is Young Einstein in 1988.
The promo was this.
Yahoo Serious is Young Einstein.
Albert Einstein.
One seriously funny movie.
Conditions apply.
It made a lot of money. It was made on a budget of $5 million and it made $25 million at the box office, which was huge in those days.
Big money.
It was big money. I never saw it, but lots of people loved
didn't see it.
No, but in 1988, I was with Beyond 2000. I was overseas. They didn't show movies like that. They didn't show movies like that on planes, so I didn't get to see it.
You've never seen it?
No, never.
It made no sense. So Young Einstein.
So is he playing Albert Einstein?
Yeah, he lives in Tasmania. So Albert Einstein wasn't from there.
Okay, Mr. Documentary.
It just was so, I hated everything about it.
You're not big on whimsy, are you?
No, in Australian movies, we always went the kook.
Yeah, you're not good on kook.
And, up until Mad Max was great. It was just V8 cars and stuff that you want to see. But this was full kook. And he's Marie Claire. He has a relationship with her.
Marie Claire?
What's her name?
Curie. Madame Curie.
Curie, not Marie Claire magazine. Whatever.
Got a lot of paper cuts.
Thank you, Brian. But it was just all that, and I just didn't like it.
But the people sitting with you, did they like it?
Yeah, and it was one of those like the Emperor's New Clothes. Everyone's going, oh, bravo, this is brilliant. I'm going, this is dreadful. Is it just me?
You know where I felt like that? And I don't know if it's because it was so overhyped or the best bits of the film were shown in the trailers. I was so looking forward to seeing it. I felt like that when I watched the Barbie movie.
Yeah.
I was looking around. People were crying at the big dramatic monologue and laughing at the stuff. And I just, for me, it missed the mark. And I thought, wow, is it just me?
I've been too scared to say that because we interviewed Margot and, we can't go and say your movie's a POS.
No. And for most people,
it didn't make any sense.
But for most people, it was a brilliant film.
They've got this patriarchy running Mattel when women actually run Mattel in real life. So they made this false narrative.
I couldn't work out what the narrative was.
It made no sense. It made no sense.
Well, it made a lot of sense and a lot of dollars, except for you and I, we didn't like it.
I feel quite relieved that we've come out and said that, though.
Tribal Drama is going to beat for this. Everyone was into it but me.
Yeah.
That's what we've got.
Yep.
If you're out.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation podcast.
The Tribal Drama's beating. Everyone was into it but me.
One seriously funny movie.
No, it's not. Young Einstein was painfully unfunny. I was like this.
It works on radio. You pulling a face.
There was not one moment I laughed in it.
Well, I went to see Barbie, and maybe all the good bits had been shown in the promos of her in her Barbie house, because the narrative of the story I didn't follow. Everyone's saying amazing. People were crying. People were laughing their heads off. I didn't feel anything.
The only bit in Barbie that was any good was when Barbie goes into the real world and she's sitting next to that old lady. You know that old lady and they're at the bus stop?
Yeah.
And I said, well, that's what the point of the movie is.
Saying to this old aged face, you look beautiful.
Yes, but that's what the movie should have been.
Yeah, you're quite right, actually. Who knew? Brendan, a feminist filmmaker.
Eddie is with us. Don't tell anyone.
Hello, Eddie. How are you?
Good, how are you?
What was everyone into but you?
Well, I was working in the company with about 70 people in it, and they were talking about Game of Thrones. Every day, Game of Thrones. So I never watched it, so eventually I give it a shot and watch it. I watched the first episode in season 1, and it looked like a very weird adult movie. So, that's it. This is not for me. So, I just stopped watching it. It's just bizarre. I just don't like it. oh, it's different.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Yeah, I must say, I never got into it because I just didn't have the time to follow 7 series of
the
anything.
dragons and all that.
No, incesty stuff.
That's not into that.
Don't give me that.
Call me old-fashioned. Rebecca's with us.
Hi, Rebecca. What were you into, or what was everyone else into but you?
Hi, guys. Everyone was into Les Mis. I just could not get into it. I've tried watching it 3 times, and 2 times I fell asleep, and 1 time I just turned it off about 10 minutes in. I'm like, I didn't realise it was a musical, and I was like, I just can't get.
Isn't it interesting? I went to see it when it first came to Sydney 100 million years ago, and I nodded off, and I thought it was just me. And I'm glad you've said this. I've never said that out loud either.
I've never seen it.
No. Listen to us. Aren't we dreadful? Thank you, Rebecca.
Karen has joined us.
Hi, Karen. What weren't you into?
Good morning. Star Wars.
Star Wars?
Oh, Karen.
Just don't get it. Yeah, the little Ewoky thing is really cute, but not for me.
See, that's what ruined the franchise, the stupid Ewoks. But Star Wars, the one that we know from our time, not the other Phantom Menace one, the proper one that came out in 77.
The proper one. Listen to you. You're just as bad.
The proper one.
Yeah.
I love that.
I haven't watched one since.
Empire Strikes Back was great.
Yeah.
And Return of the Jedi was good up until they put the Ewoks in. Are
Karen,
we taking notes, George Miller with Mad Max 3?
Karen.
They put those little feral kids in.
Okay.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Jam Nation
Podcast.
Jonesy, you don't have bad legs. And Amanda.
You don't have bad legs.
Where is he supposed to go?
Get him out more.
Just I don't know.
Yahoo Serious was on the news last night. He's fallen on hard times. He was squatting in a house. I think ACA were just in it for the jokes.
You've been told to get out. And you're not. You're still here. Yahoo, do you get how serious this is?
What do you mean, how serious?
Yahoo Serious, for those that don't know, put out a movie called Young Einstein, which was absolutely dreadful, but it was lauded back in 1988 as brilliance.
It made $25 million at the box office. It was an international big hit. Simpsons have made jokes about Yahoo Serious. He was an international star.
They did see that it wasn't going to last, so once again, the Simpsons prophecies came true. But the tribal drama's beating. Everyone was into it but me.
One seriously funny movie.
No. Nicole has joined us.
Hello, Nicole. What's everyone into but you?
Seinfeld.
Oh, yeah?
Couldn't watch an episode of it. Not funny.
Oh,
not for me.
And have you said this out loud? How do people around you do?
100%. My husband knows I'll turn it off if it's on. I'll switch to anything but Seinfeld.
Interesting.
Brian in the studio was giving it the thumbs down. You don't like Seinfeld?
No, I'm saying thumbs down to...
Oh, so you love Seinfeld.
He likes Seinfeld.
Yeah,
Okay.
don't get into a bar fight with Brian over this. Don't.
Well, that's one of the greatest shows in the world.
Well, this is what you're allowed to say.
Do you think
don't like
Yahoo Serious, Young Einstein aficionados are all...
There's that army's outside.
Coming out of their squats, ready to take me on. Michael has joined us.
Hello, Michael. What weren't you into?
Morning, Amanda. Brendan.
Michael.
That Wicked movie. It was wicked, all right. Can't stand musicals. And honestly, that's an hour and a half. I switched it off early. An hour and a half of my life I'll never get back again.
What was it about musical that made you turn it on?
I don't know. I heard all the hype about it. I thought, I'll have a look and see what everyone's chattering about. I just watched it. Just irritated and rubbed me the wrong way straight off.
Yeah.
But you watched it for an hour and a half and you switched it off early. How long does it go for?
I think I fell asleep for at least half of it, 45 minutes of it.
What is it, Lord of the Rings? Actually, that's another one, Lord of the Rings. You shall not pass. Oh, okay, guy. Wrap it up.
Another big battle scene. Yes.
Jonesy and Amanda. Jam Nation
Podcast.
The tribal drum is beating. Everyone was into it but me.
One seriously funny movie.
No, it wasn't.
Sometimes that happens. Hello, Lily. What was everyone into but you?
Forrest Gump. I just don't get the hype. Not funny.
You know what? I'm going to say something controversial. I agree with you.
Oh, come on.
And no one likes me saying that.
Everybody hates it when I say it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a great movie. What's the matter with you?
Because I felt to me he was reinventing history, and you're saying that's the point.
That's the point of the movie.
Putting himself into it. I know.
It's like having car chases in Fast and the Furious.
I hate that too. Dude, where's my car? Just find it. Just find it.
I don't know. We can't be friends anymore. Craig has joined us.
Hello, Craig. What weren't you into?
Okay, this is going to get me a lot of hate mail,
The Notebook.
What didn't work for you, Craig?
So, before I watched it, I'd heard all different people, like NRL players, everyone's going on about, I couldn't stop crying at the end of it. It was so sad. Okay, 5 minutes before the end, it was sad when she goes to him, how much time have we got? But the actual ending itself, I was sitting there going, if you were in your 20s and somebody said to you, how do you want to die? And it's just like, I want to jump into bed with my love of my life, my soulmate, and we'll gently drift off to death in our sleep. You'd take that in a heartbeat. I was sitting there going, what's sad about this? Everything was perfect. Like 5 minutes before it, you got a lump in your throat when she come out of her haze for 5 minutes. And then the ending, I'm sitting there going, why are people crying at this? Why?
But Craig,
it's the perfect ending.
It's the story of dementia. That's the whole point of the Notebook.
Just because she wanted that when she was 20 doesn't make it sad that it actually happens.
Yeah, because it wasn't. Because that's the.
Woohoo! She got what she wanted.
She got dementia and died. No, that was.
Craig, I'd forgotten the ending, so you've actually reminded me of that.
I wept like a baby watching that thing.
Yeah,
and I just watched it recently because I was like Craig, going, what's with women in the Notebook? And then I watched it and I got it.
Yeah. Craig, I hope you don't get hate mail, and I appreciate
Craig's
you sharing.
addressed right now. We're posting that up on our socials. Yahoo Serious will be around to take issue with you. Thank you for all your calls.
Jam Nation.
Everybody shout! Come on now, sing out! It's time for the Ghoulies get together.
$3,000 for our favourite ghoulie of the year.
What have we got today?
You know what gets my ghoulies? When people tell you that, I would have bought that. Why did you sell it? Bro, I've had it up for sale for 2.5 years and you tell me now you would have bought it? What the hell, man? Stop lying.
Stop lying to me, man.
Wow.
Facebook Marketplace, time waster's paradise. That's all. Is this still for sale? And then, yeah. And then you never see them again.
What else?
You know what really gets my ghoulies? When guys can't multitask. I am over guys being so dumb that they can't do two things at once. Please, I know I'm going to get a bit of flashback from this, but come on, man.
You're going to get some splashback.
Interesting, though, isn't it, that trope of because men can't multitask, we make up for it by saying, you can't do this, I'll do it. At some point, we're going to have to sit back and say, hey, guys, you do it.
Did you know no one can multitask? It's a myth. Women can't do it. Men can't do it. No one can do it.
You should see what I multitask
No, you
with.
pretend that you multitask.
You spend a day with me.
You can't even operate a blinker in your car.
You spend a day with me and see what I do, Brendan.
You spend a day with me and it'll be the best day
Oh,
of
and
your
how
life.
many hours is stand-up paddleboarding in there?
What are you doing? Out with the bad, in with the good. If you dipped out, you can always contact us via the iHeartRadio app. It's 7 to 9.
My favourite caller, email or Facebook friend gets a double pass to Jimmy Barnes' Working Class Man 40th Anniversary Tour. Ian Moss and Kate Sobrano are there too.
Yep.
This is for the Bimbadgen Hunter Valley Estate, December 6th. Brilliant.
Whoa.
Tickets on sale at mg.live.
Good. The pub test this morning, eating octopuses, does it pass the pub test?
Scientists have claimed it's like eating a dog, meaning that they have so many neurons, they're so intelligent, they're so sentient, they're emotional, that we shouldn't really be eating them. We asked you what you thought, and Charlie from Picton is a big fan.
No, they're beautiful creatures. I'd love a hug from an octopus.
You'd love a hug from an octopus.
Isn't that why you ended up at HR at the Christmas party? Old octopus got onto you?
Righto, you two. That's enough.
I squeezed lemon all over him and grilled him for information.
We'll be back tomorrow. Oh, it's Wednesday. TikTok Tucker makes its return.
TikTok Tucker makes its return tomorrow.
And look, Higo has arrived. Look at him. He's got the golden ticket to the biggest music event of the year, the iHeart Radio Music Festival in Las Vegas. You got Ed Sheeran, John Fogerty. Do you say Fogerty or Fogerty?
I say both. You've got Maroon 5, you've got The Offspring, and more are being announced
More to come.
day to day.
You got that trip
Tim
to the...
McGraw's in there.
Is Tim McGraw in there?
Tim McGraw has been announced.
And then you go over the Grand Canyon.
You trip to the Grand Canyon. It's brilliant.
It's worth it. We are back tonight for Jam Nation, so that's at 6 o'clock, okay?
I'll be here, Brendan. I'm not multitasking all day, but I'll be here.
Good day to you.
Well, thank God that's over. Goodbye. Goodbye.
Wipe the tears, baby, from your eyes.
Catch Jonesy and Amanda's podcast on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you get your podcasts.
Jonesy and Amanda.
Damn Nation podcast. Catch up on what you've missed on the free iHeartRadio app.